Okay, describe the core components of a virtual machine and explain how you would leverage virtualization technology in a business setting. So the core components of a virtual machine. So a virtual machine can be used off-site, has several core components, and it has its own CPU, has its own RAM. It can use several different components, so it can use any type of software that it wants. You can pick things like a Windows system. You could use maybe an Ubuntu if you would like. You can use a Linux system. You can use a Mac system, any type of system that you would like. You could use a system's any kind of CPU system. It can run as fast as it wants. And since you're deciding how much you would like to use for the hardware, it can be used however much that you would like. So it can be used to your liking. Since you are using as many virtual machines as you would like in your business setting, it will be used to your liking. So if I want to have lots of machines for my business, then it will be good for my business setting. So if I have a larger business scale, then I will use lots of machines. And if I have a small business, then I will not need as many machines in my business setting. So virtualization is me having maybe a lot of different machines for my business. Other core things that will be used for my virtual machines. When we have server roles and features that are critical for defining server functionality. So servers being used in our different roles. Servers will be used for things like, maybe we're going to use this more for security. I'm going to be able to set different functions. So I will give people different roles in my server. I would be able to have different features and give people different groups and different managerial skills. So I can set up, maybe I will have a different, like I'll have a manager, and then I will have my workers, and I'll have accountants, and I'll give different people organizational units. And then when I'll have maybe a group that is in different places in the world, and I will be able to give them different organizational units in different places. And then I will set them up so that they have different files and things that they will be able to share. And then I'll use that server, and I can do that from anywhere that I would like to. And I will set them up so that they will be able to share different files, and then I will give them different rights and privileges and things that they will be able to have access to. And then that way I'll be able to keep different things secure. And whenever people log in, have different passwords, I will also be able to secure those different rights and privileges on passwords. So that way, if, say, Susan has forgotten her password, we can maybe get her back her password if she's forgotten it, or if someone tries to log in and pretend that she's Susan, we can also see those types of things from where we're sitting on the server. And a server can actually be anywhere in the world. And the nice thing about that is that, for example, when I used to live in places like Florida would get lots of hurricanes and things like that. And so if, for example, a hurricane knocks out a server in Florida, then perhaps that server may be down, or maybe that machine might be down, but there could be another server maybe in New York that's fine, and so it will take the place of that. And so that's kind of the nice thing about having different machines all over the world that will pick up wherever that one went down and in different places. So, but a server is nice because then it will be able to keep everyone organized, and they'll all have different structures of wherever they have basically their different levels of security and whoever runs whatever, but we also have them all over the world. So if one goes down, then another one will be able to know wherever they have those rights and jobs. So then we have domains are these fundamental components of a company's infrastructure. Explain the primary purpose of an Active Directory and how it facilitates users and resource management within that domain. Give an example of a common task you can perform using an Active Directory. So Active Directories are very nice because we can control so we have these domains, and like we said, a domain is maybe controlling pieces of companies, and companies are split up, and if we have a larger company, we can split them up into maybe different sections of the world. And maybe if it's a smaller company, we're just splitting them up into different parts of your company, like accounting, or maybe we're splitting up into the manager versus the workers, or however you want to split up your company. And so we have this infrastructure where everybody has different rights and different privileges, and maybe I don't want everyone to see how much everybody's making, or maybe I don't want to see everybody seeing where the bills are going, or maybe my workers, they don't all need to see what's going on with the money or however that goes. And I really don't want everyone to see everybody's passwords or whatever, because we don't need everybody getting into the system all the time. So the Active Directory is really nice for facilitating that, or if everybody forgets their passwords or so forth. So the Active Directory is really good at controlling that. And then if maybe I don't want everyone to get into different types of, maybe I don't want everybody on Facebook or whatever, I can control that through the Active Directory. Or even like in my house, like I don't want my kids to be on YouTube at certain times of the day. I can actually control that through an Active Directory. So I can go through and I can make a group policy in my Active Directory, and I can control when certain people get on different types of maybe websites throughout the day. Or if I'm a teacher and I don't want people, say my students are my users, and I don't want them to get on certain accounts throughout the day. Maybe I don't want them on YouTube while I'm teaching my class. I can actually control when they get on certain websites throughout the day, and I can block those websites by using a group policy, and then I can keep them from doing that throughout the day. And that's nice for me, because then if I have a certain amount of control, then maybe that might keep different viruses from getting on my computers, or maybe it just keeps them paying attention throughout the day. So these are really nice things that you can do to control your computers. Or if I have a security problem and people are getting into things and it puts malware on my system, then I can also keep people from getting into certain websites at certain times. So these are really nice common tasks. Or even if I want to set up a certain group object and I want people to have better passwords so that no one is breaking into my system, then I can say, well, if I set up this password and I make it so you have to have a certain length of password, because I know that if you only have a 4-letter password, it can get broken into in maybe like 30 seconds, then I can make them set up a better password. So there are several things that I can do through an active domain, or maybe I just have someone who forgets all the time. And if they forget their password, then I can reset it for them through the active domain. So these are many things that I can do through an active domain. So active domains are really nice because I can really help people stay organized through these active domains and really help out my users. And then I have control over the entire system. And it's really nice to help people out with their computers in general. And it's something that I can do from a long distance, and people have this remote, they can get on a computer from just about anywhere, and I can help them out. And they don't even have to be very close for me to help them out. So it's a really nice thing to be able to do. So I really, really like this active domain directories because you can really help people from a distance. So it's a very nice technology. Thank you.